So, boys, I had a very first experience this week. It was kind of like losing my nerdy virginity. I
Wow.
got to go to
Oh,
my very first Comic Con, and like, which is mind blowing to me because you guys know me. I love everything nostalgia wise. Never got to go to a con before, and I finally got to go and see the Calgary Fan Expo.
are there Canadian superheroes? Is that all it is?
Yeah, it's Mr. Canuck, Captain Canuck, bro.
Yeah, Captain Canuck and Timmy Horton.
Timmy Hortons.
Dude,
That's all they
it,
got.
it was very, very cool.
Well, Wolverine
Um,
isn't Logan Canadian?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is as well. They're both Canadian.
Wow.
Both
Oh,
those
wow.
guys.
No, he means
Ryan
actual
Reynolds.
character.
Oh, oh, Ryan Reynolds is a character. Let's be honest. But it was pretty cool. What I did not realize was that a single day pass is honestly not enough time to get through one of those events.
just happened?
I learned my lesson the hard way. So I was curious, have you guys ever gone to like an official Comic-Con, and what was your experience there? I know Marco did because I think he used to tell us about that a lot. But
I haven't told anybody. That's
I haven't
wild that
told
you know.
anybody. What was
I've
your
never
what
said
was
a
your,
word.
what was your experience? Because again, like I not only did I feel like I raced through every booth, but I'm not kidding. As much as I'm filled with nostalgia, by the time I got to the end of that day, I couldn't even look at collectibles anymore. I was like collectible blind. Everything looked the same, and I had to go home. So next year I got to do more than one day, I think. What was your experience?
I feel like Eddie's probably gone to the most cons, so maybe I'll let him start. This guy's always at a con.
I don't know that I've gone to the
He's
most.
a con artist.
Oh,
Wow.
what's happening?
I know that
You
might
sound
not
like
be
you're in a
us.
Hello.
fishbowl. What happened?
What?
You sound like a fishbowl.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't done anything to it, so I'm not. I don't
Can we
wanna
check
do
some
anything.
things? 'Cause
What do you want me to do to it? The
I
fucking
don't know.
Well,
It sounds
well,
like
let
it's
me-
like not plugged
it's
in.
literally the fucking same thing.
Well,
Yeah,
tap
it
the
sounds like
mic,
it might
tap the
not be
mic.
selected. Yeah.
Tap your
Yeah,
mic.
sometimes StreamYard just forgets that you have that
Yeah,
shit.
you're not selected. It was weird. You sounded
It
fine
is-
before we
It
started.
is selected. So
Oh,
I
it's
don't
definitely
know
not
what to
working.
tell you. It's
Turn it
definitely
on, turn it back off again.
You could look.
There we go.
Yourself.
Man, I will say, like, from someone who has a fair bit of anxiety, to be around that many people. Like, obviously, I go to my fair share of sporting events, but the tight corridors, it's a very intense experience. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, but just it's like sensory overload, especially the San Diego Comic Con. Like the exhibits that they do, they've got like massive installations. It's just oh man, it's like you gotta mentally prepared to be in that space, honestly.
Well, and like the cosplayers and the toys and the comics and the artwork and like it was just so much to see in one day. I felt like I was bursting at the seams with cool factor. There's no way I could do that again in one day next time. What about you guys?
Yeah, the first time I went to a con, my sister actually cosplayed as Hunk from Resident Evil. If you don't know who that is, it's just a special forces for Umbrella. So he just like wears a bunch of SWAT gear. And he
Is
has,
that
like,
different than Stars?
Yeah, Stars is like the Raccoon City Special Forces, but Umbrella has like their own.
Ah, got it.
But
Hunk is a person or a group of
yeah,
people?
Hunk is a person. And he just wears like SWAT gear with like a gas mask. And she was bombarded with people that wanted to take her picture. So like we were just like trying to get through the con, and it was like, can I take a picture? Can I get a picture with you? And it was very distracting, but it was a lot of fun.
You were like,
Kinda
oh,
like
me,
the-
Dean the
the-
Dream?
Yeah, no, this was years ago. I don't think anybody would know who I am anyway.
He was
but-
Dean the Peen back then. That's what the ladies called him.
Yeah, but you're right, dude. It's a lot. Our cons here aren't very big.
We got Ekman's.
Ickmans.
Been to Ekman's a few times.
Yeah,
Been to Ekman's.
but it is very overstimulating. You're like, holy shit, like
It's crazy, dude.
that's a lot of stuff. Like you can look at a table 3 times and see new shit every time, just because
Literally.
there's so
Yeah.
much stuff. You're like, wait, that wasn't here a second ago.
They also had like 15 different armory booths, like with different like swords and stuff. But I was like, is there anything else that could have been replaced? Like, could they have done 3 of those booths as opposed to 15? It was like every time I turned a corner, there was more swords, and I really wanted a master sword from Zelda Ocarina of Time, but
You already have a Master Sword, big dog.
Jesus Christ. It's like Guts' horse cleaver sword.
Jesus.
How about you, Eddie?
Do I sound better now?
Hey,
Much
there you
better.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Much better.
I didn't have it selected. Don't say it.
Fucking guy.
You
Dude, I do the same thing.
motherfucker.
I do the same thing to Zach. He's like, you sound different. I'm like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. That's what it is. And then I look, I'm like, fuck.
Individual little strands for the
So yeah, I've been to LA Comic Con like 3 or 4 or 5 times. That's pretty cool. I usually go. It's like 3 days. I don't think it's 4 like San Diego. It's not Thursday. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's pretty cool. It's not that big of a con, so I don't feel like you need 3 days. 2 days is good. If I get all the days, the last day I'm usually like over it. The last day I'm usually like, I've seen everything. Like I'm just gonna maybe I'll save some purchases till the last day, so I like make a decision. But that con isn't that big. But San Diego was my first year last year, and that one I felt like you need all 4 days. You're gonna be feeling it.
Weekend.
You're gonna be feeling it by the last couple days, but there was so much stuff, and then like just the running. Like I feel like you need a whole plan. Like of this hits. Like if you're getting autographs, this I have to be here, here, and here, and then if certain booths have exclusives, like I have to run in here and like, dude, that one you definitely need all 4. But this year I got all 4 days and the preview night, so it'll be the first time I get like the full experience.
Cool.
Wow.
But,
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of cons. I don't
Surprises
I have like
no one.
a certain amount of social battery, and there's too many people, and
You
I
have to leave the
genuinely
house.
it's usually more than 4 miles from my house, and there's just Merlin keeps piling up, and like I could genuinely not imagine doing anything for 3 days in a row. Like that's just not, this Friday, Saturday, Sundays. I don't know how you guys do it. I see you guys at the con, and I'm in the chats, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I don't think there could be anything that would get me to go 3 days in a row to do something. They look fun, but I don't think that they're for me. I get anxious being around a lot of people. And, when you're an international star, it's hard to walk, these places when you're an international star. International, people from Portugal, they see you. Oh, my God, is that Collecting Weekly? It's too much for me. Argentina even, it's too much.
I will say, shout out to 14 Wellington though, one of the channel viewers. He was here. We tried to link up. He sent me his information. I was so busy, and then we ended up leaving about an hour sooner because Katera wasn't feeling super great. So it was like, we're out of here.
It seemed like you tried that hard, Ben. You fucking
I
let our boy down.
I let him down, and I felt bad. So if you're listening, I'm sorry, buddy.
It's so hard to meet up with folks at those things.
It was so overwhelming.
Definitely.
It was just like time was just going by so fast.
Yeah.
And then we were so done with still an hour left. I thought I'd be there right to the very last minute. It was like, no, we got to go. So, but yeah, next year, more than one day. Lesson learned.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
You've got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Should we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Jesus Christ. Zach's idea of a con is telling Eddie he'll print him a wheelchair. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Eddie.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank everyone out there in TV lands, the YouTube studio audience. Whether you're catching us on the replay or live, Twitch, Spotify, Apple
Ekman's.
Podcasts, Ekman's leaving us a nice, beautiful review.
From Portugal.
From Portugal, thank you. We appreciate that. And we also appreciate Collector's Own for our affiliate. So.
Muito bem. I think that's how you say.
Wow.
Very good in Portuguese, but it might be Brazilian Portuguese. So.
Wow.
Ves como eres.
I thought you said wink at Ben, and I winked back. So.
Wow, wink at Ben. Yes, that is what I
Could
said.
be so lucky. We have nothing to talk about today. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel today, but we are here because it is Tuesday. And Dean, on Tuesdays, we start off with our favorite segment, the very best one first.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What did you get new this week?
So
I didn't get anything. Thank you. What about you guys?
Come on, I know damn well everyone's gonna roll through their stuff. You're gonna pull out a Sonic figure. You can't fool us anymore. It's happened too many times.
Oh, dude.
All right, I really believe you. What's up, Eddie?
Did you watch Knuckles yet?
Oh, hell yeah.
Nuck?
Dude.
Wait, you talking about Nuck? Nuck.
Yeah, dude.
I forgot that came out.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is it on Netflix?
No, Paramount Plus.
Netflix? Wow.
It's really funny, though, Zach. I swear to God. They call him,
Call him
Nux.
Oh,
They're
dang.
like, thanks, Nux.
Dang.
And that's Idris Elba, right? That plays
Yeah,
Nuck.
it is Idris
okay.
Elba.
Idris Elba, starring. Wow.
Oh man, what a legend!
What a legend.
Yeah, so I finally got my Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader. This was definitely top 5 most anticipated figures for this year. I try not to be hyperbolic. I really don't. I try to just be even. Say like I'm still thinking about it. When I unboxed this, so this was my first Vader. I was like, this might be my favorite figure that I've ever unboxed. Like it was just that good. Obviously, I love the character, the cracked helmet. Like, oh man, just everything about this figure. And I have him in the most simple pose. Like I bent his arm. I mean, I guess as I do, and that was it. And put him on the shelf. And yeah, really blown away by this one. So whoever hasn't received it yet or has received it yet, let us know what you think. But yeah, really, really blown away.
Marco goes for the less posing approach. He loved it.
That's right. Yeah.
And sorry, do you mind sharing? Did you say where you got this one from?
I got this one from Off the Rack. Oh, actually, no. I take that back. Alter Ego Comics.
Alter Ego.
So yeah, so used a bunch of points, and I want to say it was like $70 shipped.
I was hoping you were
got
going
this
to
for.
say Pop Culture, because that's where I got mine. I'm still waiting.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting on a few things from Pop Culture, but at least you know it's coming. It's going to be delayed, but it's coming.
Hell yeah.
Avengers Symbol says, has anyone noticed that both Dean and Gigi have similar buys at the end of the streams?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. So So before Gigi ever watched Collecting Weekly, that's how she would sign off. And then we started watching CW, and Dean would do that. And it's like, okay, who copied who? We can't really say, but
I
definitely...
think Dean definitely copied RuPaul. Let's be honest. Right? In all of the models from RuPaul.
Oh, I copied South Park.
How they say goodbye.
There's the episode of South Park where everyone starts driving Priuses, and like it's good for the environment. Like, nice Prius. Like, thanks. Bye. That's where I got it from.
Wow.
The Priuses.
There you go.
Amazing.
Mystery solved.
Congrats on this one, buddy. This is awesome.
Thanks, bro. Can't wait for you to get it.
See what else we got here. Ben Thomas.
Oh, yes. So at the con the other day, I was extremely excited to get this figure, or these set of figures, and like I've been looking for this for a while, but every time I've ever looked Canadian dollars, it's like $700 or $800. And I walked past this booth, and they had this set, and they had the Bruce Wayne, Alfred, and Armory set, and there was a big sticker on that one that said $1,200, and I was like hell no to $1,200. But I was like, I'm gonna ask what this one is. Guaranteed it's overpriced, but I'm just gonna ask anyways. And I asked the guy, and he looks at the tag. He's like, "Oh yeah, looks like there, buddy. It's probably like $425, eh?" And I was like, "That's not too bad." I'm thinking, okay, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. And I walked away, and I immediately am like, okay, 2 figures and a bat signal. This guy does not know what this thing is going for online at this point. I don't think somehow he's failed to do his homework. So I did a bit of a lap and came back and immediately purchased it because it's like $311 USD, which is awesome, an awesome deal for this. Unboxed it today, did a review video last night and posted that today. So if you want like a full take and some more images and stuff, you can check that out. But honestly, it was such a cool set. I'm so surprised how bright the light is. And considering this is a 9-year-old figure, this came out in 2015. The paint apps are pretty solid, and the likeness to both actors, I think, is really, really good. The only thing I'll caution, and I think it's pretty obvious, is that the bat signal is pretty large. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get it in my display, considering I do the Billy display cases behind me. So,
bro, a fraction of the size of the in-art version, and then also the one Jazz Inc. did. And I feel like the Hot Toys one is like huge already, so I can't even imagine those other ones.
And even still, I do feel like this is a little underscaled. Like even next to Gordon and Blake, it does seem a little small from my recollection of the film. But I'm happy that it's not any bigger because I don't think I'd be able to fit it in the display. I had so much fun last night smoking one, turning off all the lights and shining the bat signal at the ceiling. Super good time, by the way. So yeah, I was very excited to pick this up.
Very jealous of this set, Ben. This is like this is an all-timer right here.
Yeah, I was excited.
So when you buy this at a con, is there any like, do you open it for inspection on the floor, or like you just take the guy's word for it that it's complete?
Honestly, I was too excited with the deal that I just literally took the guy's word for it, carried it around for 2 hours, got it all the way home, and was like, I didn't even open this to see if it's like been used or not. The seal was still there, so and I had the shipper box, which I thought was a huge win. So all that was good, but yeah, and opened it up and it had all the plastic on it. Clearly, it had never been unsealed.
That price for brand new, that's pretty insane, honestly.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Now I did pose the question in my YouTube video today, and the chat who's watching, like, you guys let me know. We're now seeing the Bane 2.0. We're seeing the Catwoman 2.0. We've seen lots of different Bale Batmans. The Two-Face back in 2019 got its 2.0. Do you guys think we're going to see a 2.0 of this set? I still think the chances are good, but I actually had a few commenters today saying like there's no chance this will ever get reissued. So I was like, interesting. Like, what do you guys think of that?
I don't think so.
Don't think so, eh?
It's a very niche set.
Maybe when there's like an anniversary or something, I could see them doing it.
I thought maybe because of the popularity of the other bat signal, right? The Pattinson bat signal, a lot of people spent the money on that. So I thought maybe that would inspire this to come back. But
I feel like they don't do like 3 packs like this, like the double figure plus the accessory. I can't imagine them doing a. When was the last 2-pack they did? The Superman Nightmare Batman set?
Nightmare Batman set, yeah.
They also did the deluxe, the Batman with the bat signal, but you're right, it wasn't 2 figures and a bat signal. Yeah, and that was already $500.
Because the clone one with the sidecar, that didn't have a second clone, right? It was just a clone and the bike with the sidecar.
Yeah.
But Ben, I could see them, revisiting these characters, but definitely not as this 3-pack.
Exactly.
I could see like a one-off, like maybe they do Gordon at a certain point, a 2.0 Gordon. I'm struggling to think how we would get, and I like his birth name, the best Robin. I'm struggling to see, them doing that because the character was kind of nothing in the film. Honestly, to me.
I totally agree. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but he was my least exciting figure in the box, except for the fact that I like him in other films and I like him as an actor, so I'm happy to have like him in the collection. I think it's kind of cool. But heck yeah. And just on the Hot Toys front as well, hopefully it's some shining good news for people out there who are waiting like me. I did get my notification from Sideshow today that C-3PO is on the way. So hopefully if you guys are waiting for Sideshow on the C-3PO, you guys are getting that notification anytime now soon as well.
Nice. Very cool. You also got some trinkets at the con.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool to get like, the Comic-Con badge again. This is my first experience, so I didn't know really what to expect. Again, just if you're new to cons, probably most of you aren't. Stupid me, I didn't realize I was going to have to stand in line for almost an hour just to get the badge, just to get in the door. So if you go to especially Calgary Fan Expo next year or any Comic-Cons, like, give yourself way more time to get your badge set up before the show starts. I got the cool custom Lego Crow figure. I've been really enjoying Crow merch lately. I really had a good time with that movie. I got this Batarang, which is, it's just basically cut metal, which I thought was kind of fun. And then the 2 keychains were my first purchase of the day, and they were kind of like, it was like one of the first booths I walked to. I got like $20, and then by the time I got them home, I was like, man, these are like the cheapest material possible. But they're still cool. I mean, Ocarina of Time is one of my favorites, and obviously the Joker. And then one last one today, sort of capitalize the stream here, guys. Jeez, I got a lot of shit this week. Yesterday I was at the mall, and I've been waiting for more of the Todd McFarlane Batman animated series specifically figures to come out. They've been giving us a lot of new adventure figures lately, which I like the new adventures, but that's more like 3rd, 4th, 5th season, kind of like beyond the 1st and 2nd. 1st and 2nd was animated series. And I missed on this Riddler specifically years ago. This guy from the past release goes for like $300 now. Like, it's insane. Probably not now because this one is now out, but and that and the Gordon. So just kind of a random find at a GameStop in the mall the other day. Clearly they had just stocked the shelves with a new lineup. But if you're looking for Batman animated series and you guys don't want to get into the 6 scale Mondo line like we talked about last week, these figures are friggin' awesome and they display so well together.
Wow.
GameStop at the mall is not a sentence you'll probably be able to say in 10 years.
Probably
I'm shocked that they're still around, honestly.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I actually just got an email from them today. They're doing a Pokemon trade and play day. I'm like, bro, my GameStop is like less space than this office. How are they going to be gaming and playing and trading and Pokemon cards? It doesn't make no sense. But
hot take though, I don't love the Build-A-Figure aspect of these because I do feel like you pay more per figure, and I don't want every single figure in this lineup specifically. I'm not like that kind of a completionist. The other figure that comes with this set, I already have. It's the Joker. So it's like I don't want to buy the Joker again just to get another piece of the body. So now I have 2 figures from that line with like a half a character, which is kind of shitty. So I mean, that's what eBay's for, parting it out on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. Maybe at some point I can find the rest of the figure, but I don't love that. I feel like I had to pay more for this for the Build-A-Figure option. My only hot take.
I think traditionally, maybe I'm wrong, but at least with Marvel Legends, you don't really pay more for the Build-A-Figure part, which I don't really understand. I guess because they reuse a lot of bodies. With these ones, I think they're a little bit more expensive, but I
was
think
$36, $36 Canadian each, which I thought was a lot of money. Like, this almost
what
cost
are the
me
McFarlane
$80
figures usually? Over
25 to 30. So it did feel like at least an extra $5 or $6 per figure.
Yeah,
I think it's like $29.99.
Yeah, I'm kind of down on this line. I broke my Batman like 2 minutes after I opened it, so yeah, I'm kind of annoyed with this, but I'm gonna email Daddy Todd, see if he takes care of me. But
12-inch Moose Stream says, I thought Batman animated McFarlane was Target only. We don't have Targets in Canada anymore, so maybe Canada has a different distribution center, whereas that might be the case for the States.
There you go. Let's look at the chat. We got Toy Mafia, Cisco Collector, Universal Key, Man What, Jake, Badfish, Christian Cooper, Sam Gist, Pop Culture Relics, Tim Harvey. We also have Justin. Calgary Con was awesome. Met Todd McFarlane. Got him to sign a King Spawn comic. Oh, excuse me. Got yellow. Calvin. Danny Lee. Tired. It's been one of those days. Let's see here. Darth Tamaris. Jose G. Hernandez. Ready for this weekend. I wonder what's happening this weekend. CaliCon.
We didn't bring it up during the con segment, so someone's gonna talk shit to us this weekend. But yeah, we got CaliCon this weekend.
Wait, who's gonna talk shit?
Probably Calvin.
Is he not going to CaliCon?
No, he is. But we were talking about cons and we didn't even mention CaliCon. So
I feel like at this point the guest list is locked in. We're gonna have a good turnout. It's gonna be an amazing.
Is there gonna be a lot of people that are gonna show up to this? Sounds like
apparently.
At least last I saw, it seemed like
it could just be
hundreds.
Wow.
If some of Mario's friends didn't show up, I wouldn't be mad. But yeah.
Wow. Holy shit! Wow.
Man,
well, you're one of Mario's friends. Don't show up.
Yeah.
Barely.
A symbol. Wow.
Barely. Jesus. Trying to start drama before the con. I like it.
I know. They're gonna be throwing bows at each other. TK592, Artisan, John Blake, Robin coming for sure, 100%. 12-inch Moose Stream, the movie canon, and Abe Dunk TV.
Such short hair on that figure. That'd be a wild. That'd be wild. Spongy.
Let's see. So this week, so I watched the Fallout show, and we'll talk more about the Fallout show later. I actually have a card during Junk Drawer that we'll talk about it. But just briefly in the show, there's like a 30-second Easter egg of, I don't even know if they are NCR Rangers, but they're wearing the NCR Ranger armor. And I don't know that I've really ever talked about this on the show, but my first ever custom was a 1/6 scale NCR Ranger. And seeing that, and then replaying Fallout 4, and then Fallout 4, I always rocked the mod for the Ranger armor. And so I was like, well, I'm building this again. So thankfully, I don't have to make the armor out of foam this time, since I have a 3D printer. So got the helmet, the Pip-Boy, the armor, and then Cad Bane just came out, and his jacket is like almost perfect for the NCR Ranger. So I picked up his coat, and I have a bunch of other accessories and clothing.
Where'd you pick that up at?
eBay. I probably would have maybe gotten a slightly better deal on Toy Anxiety, but it was sold out. And I've bought like many parts over the years from this parts guy, and so yeah, I knew like it was going to come in well. And I think the only thing I was working on it before the show, and I was pulling my fucking hair out, but I was trying to get the Cricket to cut some of the decals for the like LAPD riot, and then some of the helmet markings, and yeah, it's coming out real good so far. And then I also printed the Sequoia revolver, which when I looked at the file, I was like, this thing is fucking huge. And I've never played New Vegas until this week, but it actually is like a fucking elephant gun. So the scale was correct. So really excited about this, and hopefully in like a week it'll be done. Actually, probably a little bit longer because one of the parts is coming from China.
It is wild to see just the, I don't want to say quality because I don't want to dog on your first custom, but the fact that you could just print the shit you need now, as opposed to, you know, how many years ago was that?
Oh, it was awful. It was awful
6?
because back then I had to get like printer paper and like lay it on the body, sort of like you would do like if you were building a cosplay, and like make a pattern and then cut it out of foam, and then glue. It was, I mean, it looked okay, but it
looked
took
pretty good,
so...
admittedly. I remember when I first found it, because you had stuffed it like next to your TV, and it was like behind a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "What is this?" I
can find a picture of it.
And you were like, "Oh, that's my NCR Ranger from Fallout." I was like, "Oh, cool." And we looked at it, but it was one of those figures like you could not touch it.
Here it is. Here it is right here, actually.
Nice.
Bam.
Oh, I have seen a picture of this. Wow, that
So-
actually came out really
so
well
good,
based
dude.
on what you're describing.
I went to Hobby Lobby and found like these little numbers for the LAPD riot thing and everything. And I mean, this was okay, but the new one, I'm liking it much better.
The fact that it's like the actual helmet, the actual armor, like I like the other one again, but the fact that you could just print out what you need and bam, there it is so cool, and such a huge like just a tool belt or a tool in your tool belt for having a 3D printer. And this hobby is so cool, and yeah, I'm excited to see you finish it, dude, because I like the first one.
Came out pretty good.
It did. It really did. I remember when I
don't
first
remember
saw
this
it
at all. Yeah, look at this.
But yeah, it was one of those figures you're like, don't touch it.
Okay, because
his cock will explode if you touch it.
It would fall up. Well, like you said, it was like foam and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like it'll fall apart.
Yeah. This one is, I'm so excited. Like, I picked up elastic for the armor today. I found a guy that sells, it's like a $25 file, but it's a more it has like a better backpack, like the air container, and then a better wrist armor. I'm annoyed because I have to buy it because I don't want to design it. But yeah, and this one also has a Pip-Boy. My original one did not, so I am super excited. And yeah, probably in about a month it'll be done.
Get him some pants.
I have the pants coming in. I have pants. I bought pants, boots,
He looks cold.
a cowboy belt with a holster, the shirt to go underneath the vest, and then I bought spray paint today for the armor. So,
damn,
very excited.
It's awesome.
Very excited. So, let's see. We have Get It or Not. I don't actually think we're really talking about that much stuff today, but we're going to start with Hot Toys, the Power of the Darkside exhibition and pop-up store. Hot Toys is celebrating this year's Star Wars Day with an exceptional Star Wars The Power of the Darkside exhibition and pop-up store. starting from April 27th until 2nd of June, showcasing incredible creations and masterpieces inspired by the timeless legacy of Star Wars. And they have a post here on their Facebook with many photos. We can talk about them as we cycle through them, but there's quite a few photos. But yeah, I mean, this is, this isn't the first event that Hot Toys has done. It certainly won't be the last. And I think it's cool. I just feel like these events aren't like the most groundbreaking things. We did see this here, which I think is the first time we've seen this. It's the Anakin and Ahsoka with the goggles and the sidecar on the bike. So everyone's thinking that we're going to get that, which is pretty cool.
Because it's a different color than what came with it. Was it Oppo? Was that the name of the... Oh,
exactly,
on the other side
there.
there.
Yeah, so this is, it's a completely different paint deco. So people were thinking about that. We had some Cos babies on display. And I believe this is a life-size Darth Vader statue by Hot Toys, which is pretty cool. And yeah, all the different prototypes were on display. So if you guys have anything you want to say, I'm just going to cycle through these photos.
They had a Savage Press Cos baby, and I know that they do a ton of Cos babies, and we don't always get figures for them, but it would be cool if they did Savage Press in 1/6 scale. That would be dope. That was the only thing that stood out to me, really.
Yeah.
Everything is fair game now.
Hey Marco, how much do you think that life-size Darth Vader is there if you had to buy it?
Oh man, I've looked at life-size things on Sideshow, and they're like hovering around 10 grand. So
Yeah,
I would say
I could probably do that. Yeah,
the other ones may have had electronics, so maybe a little less on this one.
So I could probably do that. Yeah,
yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I could probably do that.
Wow, I didn't know Ben had it like that.
Sounds about right.
sounds about right. Yeah.
My guy Ben.
I feel like
he's
it's
doing that.
So good.
Okay, I get it now.
I don't get it.
It's that GIF that Marco kept using all the time. With
It's
the
the
dude
guy
that
on
he's looking at the
Instagram,
painting.
When your
How much
tax
does one of those go for?
It's like the Mona Lisa. Like, how much is
Yeah.
the Mona Lisa? Like, oh, okay. Like, I could probably do that. Yeah, like, I'm gonna make that happen.
Wow, it's a deep cut. I
was
feel
a
like
deep
I
cut.
have no clue what Ben's
Everybody in
talking
the
about.
chat here. Don't
Well,
worry
if
about
you
it.
if you watched our content and supported
If you know,
us,
you
you would
know.
know. But
Wow.
Just kidding.
this Death Trooper with the actual skull
looks really
showing
cool.
is awesome.
Now this
So
one
dope.
hasn't been formally solicited, right?
It is
This
not.
one has. I thought this one was.
I don't think that's up for pre-order. I could be tripping, but
I think the Stormtrooper is the only one.
Yeah, this is the one that we've seen.
Oh, yeah, you are right.
I like that skull.
yeah.
I like it.
I like that boulder. That's a nice.
That's a nice boulder.
Dude,
Dude, this Ahsoka looks so
I
good.
love you guys.
Oh man, the pattern on the pants. You know I like pants patterns. That is nice.
It's true. It's been said.
Do you guys think we're gonna get much more for May the 4th though, or do you think like kind of what they've given us is pretty much it?
I don't know. There's been a few years where they fucking just didn't do shit, and there's been years where they've fucking gone all out. So I
feel
I
like
don't
a
know
Darth
about-
I feel like this
Maul-
is a bit too close for me. That I think this might be it.
Well, we might see two right there. Honestly,
Yeah,
the
they didn't
two
put those up yet.
Inquisitors.
Sister, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like for May 4th, at the very least, like a Darth Maul, was
Please
it 2.0 from Phantom Menace?
Please,
Yeah,
fucking
they got to have a Darth Maul on rotation at all times.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the character, and I apologize for being a fake fan. Obviously, there was I saw a Cos baby today online from Hot Toys. That's like it looks like a yellow Darth Maul. Clearly,
damn it.
I don't know what his.
And
name
he's
is.
like, "You sick son of a."
That's
bitch."
what I said. I apologize. I don't know who it is.
He was
but
the
it
guy
looked
that
cool.
I mentioned. He was the
Looked
guy
cool.
that I mentioned in the beginning.
Yeah, Savage Press, bro.
That's Savage Press. Don't
You're
worry about
oppressing
the
me
character.
right now, Ben.
I'm sorry.
You're depressing me,
Apologize.
actually.
They should give us that. He looks fucking. Is it a? It's a guy, right?
Can
Yeah,
can you go back?
It's
Because we're gonna.
1,000% give us that. Looks
Yeah.
best.
It's Darth Maul's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we don't need another Maul. We just give us a Savage Press. Something different. Similar skull.
Everyone's waiting
Sorry, go
on the
back to this photo?
Kenobi. Yeah, everyone's waiting on the Kenobi Obi-Wan, but this is the one right here. The Clone Wars one is just so much better. It is such a badass figure.
Well, and honestly, all the talk of like a Jar Jar Binks, people kind of wanting, like I'd be down for a Jar Jar. I'd also be down for an artisan Qui-Gon Jinn. Like
You were gonna say
I know, yes,
Queef?
I brought it.
Queef said
Qui-Gon
Jinn.
Qui-Gon.
Jesus,
Okay, sorry,
Ben,
my bad.
Qui-Gon.
Okay.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Yes.
Okay, you say you'd be down for a
Qui-Gon.
Jar Jar. But would you actually buy a Jar Jar?
I personally would, but because the Phantom Menace was for me like school ground, like play yard with all like the small carded figures and that communication device. I had all of those figures, and I liked Jar Jar in the Phantom Menace because I was like, I think the right age for it. Like, he hit the humor notes for me back then, and now he's nostalgic. So 100% I would, personally. But
Wow.
You think they're gonna give us a Hot Toys of Ahmed Best's character? Yeah, of Qui-Gon of Ahmed Best's character from what was it, Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett? The flashback Jedi. I don't even know what the fuck his name is.
I don't know who that is. Oh, the guy that played Jar Jar.
Yeah, the Order
The
66.
Why don't you just say the black guy?
His name is not gonna get.
Well,
Just
'cause
say
that's
the
Mace
Black
Windu.
Jedi, dude.
Come on.
Wow.
We also
You're
got
not
to see
wrong, Zach. That's a good point.
Yeah, you can't just say that. There's many of them. Come on.
Do you think this could be shipped in 3 pieces here? Like you could take
easily
the pod, the wings?
Yeah, easily.
For that reason alone, I just can't close the door, and I'm still saying the N1. I'm still like echoing
Bro,
that.
there's no fucking way. The N1 is 6
that one
feet
probably
long.
no.
There's
That
no
one probably
way.
no. But now that Jazz Inc.'s doing this shit just to like prove a point, I could totally see them doing this. Because again, you could find a clever way to ship it. I'm hearing my voice in the background if someone's watching.
I think this would be the most likely of. I know that there were people saying they were getting the N1 last year, but I physically can't see how you could separate the body into that many pieces that it would be reasonable. I mean, I guess there's people that get third scale statues, like John had that Hulk, and it was like on 2 pallets. So I guess anything's possible, but I just don't think that collectors would pay that to ship it. You know what I mean? Like many hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
The Jedi Starfighter would make more sense.
They got an artisan Anakin coming soon, right? So you got your Anakin you can put in there. They could give you a true R2-D2. Like, it makes too much sense, honestly.
That's the only problem I think with the Jazz one. For what it's worth, I think there was some. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I don't think they're going to be able to include the R2 unit. So I think it's up to collectors to source how they want to do that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's been a while since I've watched the update videos, but I thought last I heard that was it. But
you're right, because I think he was saying that like if you scaled R2 properly for the ship, he'd actually stick out the bottom. So you basically need like a half R2 to like make it work.
Correct, yeah. So I think the solution was to give collectors just the bottom, and then you have to get a dome from another R2. But this looks beautiful, though. I love this. That's horrifying. Baby Yoda. That's also... What is this guy's name? I don't remember his name, but he was... Babu. There we go. Babu Frick. I love that dude. I love him so much.
I don't know. I can't make it.
Please don't ever do that.
That was pretty close. That was close.
I love this Darth Vader. I am a hater.
Looks like a Canadian Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, dude.
Killed
like
it.
a blood Darth Vader.
Wow.
Canadian Darth Vader.
There's one of these pictures. There's a little guy with horns, and he's got a yellow face. I don't know what the character's name is, but
Savage Opress.
You guys would know if you actually
I'm
watched
kidding.
good Star Wars. If you didn't waste your time watching Andor, you would know.
Wow! There we go. He had to do it.
Vader.
Another cause baby that I saw there was Grievous as well, which might not be.
Oh,
news,
that'd be
I
dope.
know folks have been speculating for a long time, right? If they're going back,
I feel like we're always saying that. Like, just because we get a cosplay doesn't mean we're gonna see it, and then we usually see it.
Oh,
I like this Vader. Someone buy me this Vader and send it to me.
Wow.
Okay, thanks.
That's hubris.
Let's see. Well, Dean, when you're at number 17 in Portugal, you get things done, all right?
I have number 17 in Portugal. What do you mean?
Well,
wow.
You're probably like 100 in Portugal.
Wow.
Well, I like
No,
that
you're,
lightsaber.
yeah, let's be honest, you're 17 because of me.
Yeah, because of you.
Well, because of us.
Yeah.
If it was just you up here,
Apparently
no
not
one would
me,
be-
though.
I'd be number 15. That's all Eddie, bro.
Every time I'm gonna air this grievance now since we're live. Every time, look,
Here we go.
every time you guys repost someone's story, they're like, "Oh, I just watched CW. I love this show. Thanks, Marco, Ben, Dean, and Zach." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Wait, no, that's not true.
Every fucking time.
There was a review the other day, and you were included.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That review.
Well, also because you've
that
left
guy
us
was
twice,
cool.
so that's on you.
Jesus. It was one
Slum
time.
Knife. It was a slum knife.
One time.
No, yeah, it's, okay. For real though, the show is it's a machine. All the cogs need to be in there, and I'm just at the front of the orchestra, just doing this. And Dean's my little favorite violinist right there, front row.
Wow.
Eddie,
Ben's
if they mention you in the comments now, I'm just gonna say it's because you mentioned that on stream and it wasn't legit.
I know.
It's
But
like,
Zach,
it's like asking for flowers.
Like the conductor.
The good thing is if Eddie and I have to miss, Ben's got enough cog for all of us. So
Wow. That's true.
That's a lot of cog.
That's
That's a huge cog.
I hate whatever this is. This is a Hot Toys chair. Start from
Oh,
zero.
dude, I need that chair.
Is it die cast or is it made of high quality?
Dude,
parts?
I don't know why, but I need that chair.
there's
Don't let-
stools as well.
Don't let
Jeez.
Fern sit in that chair, though.
Yeah, he'll break it. He has a bad history with chairs. Gigi says, Marco, I totally forgot you're streaming today, and I was pissed thinking you took Pancake on a walk without me.
Oh,
Carry
man.
on.
I desperately need a walk
Damn,
right now.
dude.
I was in the office all day.
Marco posted those texts from Gigi the other day on his story, and I felt it in my soul.
When she took back that she said she loved me, that was pretty low.
Wow.
Pretty low.
You know what?
I want this Darth Vader. This Darth Vader's fucking awesome.
What if... So you know how they do Neon Tech Iron Man? What if
Yeah.
we started seeing, like, hologram Hot Toys?
That
you
would
know
be
they're
really
doing
cool.
the Black Series?
Well, the black,
holograms?
you know what, Eddie? Hang on, I'm gonna give you one of these because I like the idea.
Nobody wants this.
Get ready to give me a point as well, because they already kind of have the R&D for the
Ben.
Return of the Jedi Vader. If you remember, he comes with the electrocuted head.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which is kind of the
I'm
translucent
gonna give you a point
plastic.
for that too. I'm just not gonna press
let's
the button
go.
because I'm
Everybody's
Ben,
eating.
did you say nobody wants those?
Didn't we get the holographic armor Iron Man and nobody bought it? They basically
Yeah,
had to
but
give
there's
that
a
shit
It's
away.
not Star Wars.
It looked
There's a
like
difference,
a
Ben.
plastic chunk of toy.
You're not wrong.
Nobody
Ben,
wants it.
I hate to break it to you, but these are plastic chunks of toys.
I know, but they at least look like real people most of the time.
Also, quick aside, because Euler said, Lisan al-Gaib. So I was,
that was-
under the
here we go.
influence this week.
Listen, again.
I was very under the influence this weekend. There was like a big celebration. My cousin got engaged, and we were at a bar, and these two guys, I want to say they were both European, were fighting, and they were like speaking. I want to say they were, who knows what language they were speaking. And in my drunk mind, I was like, if I try to break it up and just yell at one of them, Lisan al-Gaib, it's going to diffuse everything.
Wow.
The guys were confused. They stopped fighting. So there was that.
You
But-
did it?
Wow.
Yeah, I did it. Gigi was like, what are you doing?
Too much
What
pain in the
the
Middle East
hell?
right now, Marco.
That's amazing.
Man.
Wow.
They're like,
And then
oh
you woke
shit,
up.
this guy's a terrorist. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
The fact
we
that
gotta get
you
out of here.
They
look
said, is that
just
the
like
monkey
that.
man?
She said they were speaking Spanish. All right, well, so much for that.
Wow, you really were drunk, dude.
I was out of there. I was out of
Recognize
there, bro.
Spanish?
Wow.
It was loud in there. It was loud.
Wow. We also got this photo. Now, I saw this first on 16_lovers Instagram story. I don't know where it was originally posted, but there's
Apparently,
little...
at the event, there was a handout, maybe like a booklet or a magazine, and this is from that.
I see. So in this, we have the Shadow Trooper with a red Death Star backdrop. Here, there's the Star Wars Legends Dark Emperor Luke, which is here. There is a gold chrome clone trooper, holy Jesus, which is right here. And then the backpack of a clone commando with gray armor, which yesterday this photo was circulating, which is taken with a sponge. I don't know how this photo looks so terrible, but
That's a Rebel Commando?
Republic Commando, supposedly.
Yeah, Republic, my bad. That's amazing.
And,
That's amazing.
yeah. So I don't like. Maybe the Shadow Trooper is kind of cool. I mean, there are fans of the Dark Empire Luke. Don't get me wrong, but the Republic Commando that isn't, I think, the one that people would want, the all white or the actual Republic Commando 4-pack.
What if it's just a Camino clone? And everybody's like, it's a Republic
honestly
Commando.
kind of looks like it in this photo, maybe except for the shoulder pads and the.
Well, the face is definitely a dead giveaway that it's a Commando, because they don't have stripes down their face, Camino clones. They just have the stripe around the head, right? I don't remember.
Oh, you're talking about the Camino security clones? I believe you're correct. Gold Clone Trooper seems like a crazy double down by Hot Toys. Like, absolutely, like, diabolical work.
Oh, they'll do it. They'll do it. And I really quickly want to say,
porcelain too.
to Sean Forrester's point and to Badfish's point, I think some of these, maybe it was said in the text in the magazine that they weren't approved. Specifically, I know for sure the Luke, the Dark Empire Luke, was saying that one's not approved by Disney, and so it might just be showing off, some potential customs that he has in the collection. Yeah, a little bit of a flex. I said this, I think, 20 times in LWO, but I hate the cod piece on this Luke. Like, I love the idea of that figure, but the cod piece is just so... On the Luke, it's no good. And I get that's directly from the Vader, but I don't like it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, but that's good context. I didn't see that anywhere, so that's good to have that context. But it's weird though, because I want to say, Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, the Shadow Trooper was a Sideshow exclusive, right? Like, it's such a limited release figure, so they go back and make it and just add a backdrop.
It wasn't exclusive at the time. My one didn't have the backdrop.
Yucky. No, it never had one. What I'm saying is, if they re-release it with like, oh, but we added a backdrop, like, I don't know, it feels a bit yucky. Like, if Hot Toys gave us a SWAT Gordon, but they added a diorama, I don't know that necessarily makes it right.
It was weird because I don't normally hate on reissues, and I used to fight with John back in the day about reissues a little bit, right? Because I was always like, oh no, like we should be able to have them, like blah blah. But for some reason, the Stormtrooper and the Shadow Trooper pissed me off last week because I do have both of those figures, and I feel like because they didn't improve them really at all, other than giving a backdrop, from what I can tell.
Well, the backdrop was on the first one. There was 2 versions of that figure back then.
Fair, but I was like, it felt kind of like a very straight reissue, which I get it. It's $3 cheaper for at least the White Trooper, but I was, I don't know. I felt kind of burned by this one a little bit, oddly enough. I don't know.
Was the Shadow Trooper Hot Toys' first Star Wars figure? I gotta check that out real quick. I thought it was...
The XO7 was.
No, he said Luke as well. But was the Shadow Trooper that early? I thought it was like, what is the MMS number? 271? What is MMS A New Hope Luke? 271, 297. Wow, maybe it is. I didn't know that was the first Star Wars.
GG, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. It's happened. Even
if you are feeling that way, you keep it to yourself. You don't say shit.
Wow. I you know what the funny thing is that I am, in fairness, even though I did feel slightly burned by it, I was also like, okay, maybe I do want one of each, like, so I can have like 2 and 2. I think that could be a cool display with the backdrop. So while I felt initially burned, I was also like, maybe I'll still buy them. So then I'm just feeding the monster. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man!
Sorry for the chat. Pop culture,
big ass monster to feed. I'd say that.
Jesus,
feeding the geese.
Wow. My mind is blown right now. I did not know the Shadow Trooper was that earlier, because I thought it was one of the A New Hope figures. I thought it was Obi-Wan. So MMS 271. What is Obi-Wan's MMS? Let's see. A New Hope. 283. Wow, maybe it is, because Vader's 279. Okay, well, there you go. I was wow. Anyways, let's see here. Moving forward, this is exciting. We have the guys, do I have this on the show sheet? Help me out here. What company is this? Someone help me out here.
Is it Mars Toys?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have it on the show sheet. What the hell? Mars Toys Two-Face reveal. Dude, this suit looks fucking awesome. holy shit, this looks good. The portrait, I feel like it needs some paint. It looks very flat on the flesh side.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not an expert though, Eddie. I know
I like the
exceed your better
hair a
judgment.
lot on the acid burn side. The hair looks really good. I have a third party Toothface already. And the one that I have, the hair is sculpted. It's a little more wild than the straight back like on the regular side, but it's not that wild, that's more accurate, which is really cool. And the suit looks really good. Mars Toys is everything I've owned from them and seen from them is amazing, so I'm sure they're gonna knock this out of the park. Like the material, the texture on the material looks really sick. It looks really good, man. I'm excited for it, especially because I've been waiting for this one because they've had the Riddler on pre-order for a while now.
I feel like we're never gonna get that figure.
I know,
it feels like
dude.
it's been so long now.
I'm waiting on so many Mars Toys things, but if it means they're taking their time to make them great, then I'm here for it.
Hell yeah. Well, and I was going to say, like, for example, the Harvey Dent Two-Face from the Dark Knight film, even the 2.0, the paint applications were kind of soft on the burned side of his face. I've seen a ton of customizers improve that paint app quite dramatically, like even just with some like dark washing and some extra blood effect, and it like they can make it look crazy gnarly. So, but that was a Hot Toys, and so like with Mars Toys being third party, like I still do think that this is pretty good. And yeah, if you have any skill level with a little bit of paint, you could probably really bring this to life. I think otherwise it's phenomenal. It's exactly what I would want to pair up with the Riddler when we eventually get him. And then that'll be an oddly very full like line for me from the from the Batman Forever film. Like I love Batman Forever. I'm with Eddie on that one. It's very nostalgic for me. I think the four figures will look awesome together. I'm excited for that.
I used to live 3 blocks away from Tommy Lee Jones.
Really? That's crazy.
Oh, bragging.
We drove the same kind of car. It was cool. Wow. We would wave at each other.
What the hell?
Wow. Yeah, he got we had a 2002 Mercedes G-Wagon, and he got one when they did Men in Black. I think it was Men in Black. They gave him one, whichever Men in Black that was around then. And so we were the only 2 people in the neighborhood with the silver G-Wagon, and we would always wave at each other when we drove past each other. It was awesome.
That is awesome.
Like shit.
Also, best
That's a
house to
flex.
go to during Halloween. Always had like full candy bars.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Who doesn't want a Tommy Lee Jones in their collection? Let's be honest.
You should buy this, Dean.
And have him
So
sign.
you can, you can
Put him in
think
a
of all the good
G-Wagon.
memories. Put him in a G. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
1.6 G-Wagon.
To be a 1%.
In search of.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
I'm
Slow
hoping
news
that
day.
they do the. I know that it like after him and Riddler, you kind of don't really need anything. You have Batman and Robin, and then the 2 main villains. But I would like to see them do his girls, the Angel and the like black, the girl in the black. That would be sick, dude.
Wow.
To go
One was
with
Drew
it.
Barrymore, right? The Angel.
Yeah, that would be
Very
amazing, dude.
You might just need to get some Feist and bodies and custom make those, bro. That's
See,
a tough one.
yeah, I can't go that far down the Denobi rabbit hole. So
Jeez.
I was about to say you could ask Zombie for some help.
Oh my god.
Wow.
They'd have to be pretty good looking.
He does a lot of those customs.
yeah,
They'd have to be pretty good looking sculpts though, or else it wouldn't hit right.
I know.
I don't think it would hit right.
what are you hitting figures for, dude?
True. I hate to see it. And then the Panther suit from Val Kilmer, the all black suit as opposed to this one that we got, the sonar. Like I'd swap the sonar out for the black suit if they did it. But
There you go, Calvin's Sugar and Spice. Yeah, I need those.
Let's see here. Moving on. Dean is very excited about this. The McFarland Punchline Joker 2-pack, $40, releasing July 2024. Do they really not give her a second hand? Or
No,
a ball
I
hand?
didn't notice that until after I ordered it.
Awful.
Yeah, which I'm sure they're gonna do a single pack release eventually, so I'll just get that one too. But I've tweeted to Todd McFarlane multiple times asking for this figure, and I've talked about it a bunch on Small Talk. Every time I was on Small Talk and they started talking about McFarland. I was like, you better be saying Punchline soon. Like, I was seriously asking for this figure. So it popped up. I was so excited. A lot of people tagged me in it. Feezy, Lewis in the chat, or Luis. There's a bunch of people who tagged me that this is coming out. So I set a calendar on my phone to go off because it was like April 23rd. So I think it was actually last Tuesday when it went up, but I didn't add it to the show sheet. But
typical.
Well, you're kind of. We're not gonna get to it.
Wow, no, get to it.
Well, you just like like adding stuff at last minute, and it was like a whole thing. So
yeah, we have a whole week.
Yeah, well, it was. Shut up! How dare you? So I did pre-order this at BBTS, and it sold out everywhere. So pretty crazy. I thought I was going to be the only person ordering this, and it was one per person at both BBTS and Entertainment Earth. I was like, yeah, I'm the only sucker that's waiting for this, but apparently I was wrong, and a lot of people were excited. So it is sold out now, but yeah, I'm super pumped, and I hope they do another release later on. But yeah, she has her little like pumpkin bomb in her hand. I was like, what the hell? But
it's cute.
I like it. I'm actually. Oh, never mind.
Is he actually scaling female characters better with the male characters? She looks like she's slightly smaller than Joker and in better scale. Like, I remember when he first started doing the DC line like a couple years ago that people were complaining because everything was 7-inch, but I feel like these are better in scale together.
Could be.
That's a good question. I don't know. She is pretty tall. Well, I don't know if Joker's tall or short, but she's not much smaller than he is. So if it could be just coincidence, or maybe he is. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Sorry, Dean, did you say you did get this then? You did? You were able to pre-order this?
Yeah, I set my alarm. Everywhere, all the articles were like, it goes live 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's like, I set my alarm, and then Feezy messaged me. He's like, yo, it's up. And it was like 11 a.m. I was like, what the fuck? A whole hour early? And so luckily I ordered it then. I don't think it sold out within the hour, but it did sell out the same day. So, but I secured the bag.
It's funny because I'd say being on the show with you guys is like a blessing and a curse all at the same time. Sometimes I was at the Comic-Con the other day, and all I saw constantly was Sonic merchandise, and I kept seeing it, and then I saw like this whole pack of like Sonic Lego figures, like a whole pack for $40, and I almost bought it for Dean, and I texted him. He's like, oh, like I see the Final Fantasy guys there in the back too, and I'm like, damn it, Dean, I can't get everything for you. I'm seeing Final Fantasy and Sonic. Everything. It's crazy. Yeah. So many cool things.
What did you say, Ben, when you saw so much Sonic?
I don't know. I know
what Ben said. I know what Ben said.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
He's a global phenomenon. You guys are the only ones who don't like Sonic, I think.
No, you know what's a fucking global phenomenon? Nook.
Nook.
Dude, that's a global phenomenon right there. I want a Nook Hot Toys.
I'd buy that. Me too. I'd buy it.
I'd buy that for $1.
Let's see. We have an Elden Ring arm of Melania Trump, 1-to-1 scale by Pure Arts, $389. Q2 2025 limited to 3,500 pieces. Is this Polystone or what is this?
I believe it is.
Wow.
It doesn't articulate or anything. It just kind of sits there. Yeah, so Melania is a...
Is this the Let Me Solo Her lady?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She's what the fuck are they called? She's not a human. They're called Empyreans or something. And she's like 8.5 feet tall. So her arm would be ridiculously large. This says it's coming in at 34 inches long, But the average human arm is 25 to 30 inches long. So I feel like 34 isn't that much bigger, especially because it's got like, I don't know. It just seems like it's not an actual 1-to-1 scale replica. That being said, it's still a fucking arm and it's badass, but I don't know. Like, I like Melania, and she is arguably the hardest boss fight in video games currently. But I don't know. I'm kind of hemming and hawing over ordering this, but
How much did you say this was, or did you say?
it's $3.89
$3.89.
Oh, okay, that's more reasonable than I would thought, actually.
with $4 shipping for BBTS. So I think if you get it from Pure Arts, it's $3.50 or something like that.
He says, does it have a gripping hand? Nasty, Danny. You nasty little boy now. Danny, you nasty boy.
It reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy. When Rocket's like, oh,
I'm gonna get that arm.
Oh, I'm gonna get that arm. Yeah.
That's exactly what Dean said when he saw it.
Yeah, I'm really considering it, but
Or Toy Story, when Buzz is like waving around his arm.
Yeah.
Mrs. Nesbit.
Yeah.
It is very, very specific, though. Like, again, if people didn't play the game, anybody walking into your collection room would be like, why do you have an arm statue? Like, what is the significance of that?
That's not the first thing they would say, Ben. They'd be like, why is there so many Sonic?
Well, maybe that first. This is
Like,
very,
do you have a nut?
very specific. Because, like, I don't think of her arm specifically, even in that boss battle fight. Like,
Well, okay, so what's the importance of the arm? Does it fall off during the fight, or?
Well, when you first walk into her boss room, she doesn't have an arm. And then she sees you and she's like, I'm going to fuck you up. And she grabs it from the ground and puts it on. And then she puts on her helmet and then she says...
So it's her power arm then.
Well, which is another thing that I'm kind of like, well, it is cool, but it's not. Her sword is like attached to the arm and it like articulates down. And that's how she holds it. Because, she doesn't have... It's a fake arm, so it's not like she could articulate her hand. So, like, it's like a mechanism that allows her to hold the sword. So it's like that's not included, and her sword's not included. Of course, obviously, her sword would be like fucking 6 feet long because it's crazy. But like, there's cool
Why do you
things
want
about
this? It seems like you just told us like 50 reasons you don't want it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's things about it that I don't like, but it's also like it's fucking Melania's arm. Like, it's fucking cool. Like,
Is it because it's novel that they don't make that much Elden Ring
I feel like
memorabilia?
you could just
Like,
get a
they make
3D
some,
print
but-
of this character and you just have that.
you're not wrong, Zach. But yeah, like Marco said, like the Soul series doesn't get a lot of love in terms of merchandising. So like that, and it's literally like my second favorite video game of all time. That I'm like, I just want all the Elden Ring stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm hemming and hawing over it, and I guess I'll let you guys know what I decide if I ever get it.
Can you remind us again of the price?
$389.
$389.
For a 1-to-1 scale arm, like that's a pretty big.
I feel like you could buy a real arm for $389.
A prosthetic.
Yeah, what am I
arm?
gonna put on eyes?
Yeah,
What
a
do you do
real
with this?
arm
Where are
for
you gonna
about.
put this?
I have shelves, I have bookcases.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen a collection tour video. I asked you like 10 times, so hopefully I get one in 2024.
Wow.
Why not?
The fans want it, Dean.
That's TBH.
TBD, TBA. Let's see here. This is cool. The Fallout Pip Boy. Now this is $199. There's a 10% coupon. And I looked at the page. They didn't have a release date for this officially, but it's chargeable by USB-C. It has a sort of like a clock function, an alarm function. It has different like a functioning FM radio receiver, which is really cool. The one thing that I didn't see in the product description, maybe one of you guys have seen it and I'm incorrect, but I don't think you can actually link this up to like your Fallout game as you play, if I'm not mistaken. But otherwise it's fully wearable. And it's, cause I know there is a Fallout 4 app. So I was kind of surprised that, you know, I was kind of surprised that, this didn't have that functionality from what I
Because
could
when
see.
Fallout 4 dropped, there was a special edition that came with a Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Okay, so...
Yeah. But I remember, if I remember correctly, that Pip-Boy didn't have a screen. You had to like put your phone in it.
Yeah,
Put your phone
make
in
it
it.
work.
Yeah.
Put your phone in it.
Yeah.
So is that what the app that you're alluding to? Is that
I think
what it
that's
was
why
for?
they
Okay.
made the app in the first place.
Yeah, but
At
this
any
is
rate,
fully
it's
die-cast?
not. Well, I think some of the little dials are plastic, but I think the majority of the parts that are metal are die cast. The way that the description in IGN's video reads. And then there's obviously like the padding, which is not die cast.
I don't remember Pip-Boy's just being silver.
Okay,
Is this a
so
Fallout 4 specifically?
no, it's not. So I didn't know this until this week, but every game in Fallout has a different Pip-Boy. And the in-universe explanation is like, they were constantly developing these things because they didn't know when the apocalypse would be.
True.
And so like some vaults had older Pip-Boys and some vaults had newer ones. And so I believe, I have to double check this, but I think this might be based on the one from the show. Let me look it up real quick. But I know like this is certainly not the one from Fallout 4, because Fallout 4 is like it definitely looks
It's like
different.
the like mustard.
Fallout 4 is more like a goldish
It's like a
color.
green. Yeah, it's like a green
greenish
color.
gold. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think the patina. There you go. Eddie knows the patina.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so this I think
it's from
is
the
based.
TV series.
That's my patinas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
based
based
on
on
the
the
TV
one
series.
from the TV
Makes
show.
it sound tiny.
Oh,
So
okay.
in Fallout 4, it was like that greenish mustard color. So, yeah.
Okay.
$1.99 is not bad though, and a 20% coupon. It's pretty tempting.
Checks
Yeah,
your
I think
blood
after the
pressure for you.
shipping, it was $197.
Something like that, yeah.
This would not fit over your forearm, bro.
No,
My forearm?
No, hell no. They do it in sizes?
I think it would.
No, I don't think so, dude. Not with those cushions there.
Nah, dude. I actually have skinny
Look at
forearms.
that. Look at that tiny hole. You would need some of Ben's lube to get that shit in there. I don't think.
Wow. Maybe we can bring some
Holy
down.
What did he say?
What is okay, now the question is, what is the Pip-Boy? So you can get the wearable one for like $250. So this is a really good price if you don't mind the different design. And I know Think apparently did one a while ago that was separate from the Game of the Year edition or the exclusive collector's edition.
You know what was kind of funny in the show? No spoilers, so I'll speak kind of high level. One of the characters' significant others, when they would just put it on to go to work, like, oh yeah, like it was just so fantastical. Like I get that's kind of that world, but I'm like, all right, this is a little bit.
Well, I think it's like no different than like Apple employees, like they have to like wear all the Apple stuff or like have the Apple stuff.
I guess so. They're beta testing it, but it was just funny that was a major plot device.
Okay, so to answer Ayo's question, which first off, I love the username. Have we seen the show yet? We'll talk about that later. But do you need to play the games to understand it? I don't think so. I think as like the show presents enough information in the show that you could go in there without having played the games and still enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I think there's only one real backstory thing that a lot of people get kind of confused on, and that's why everything looks like the 1950s.
Oh, yes. I don't know that they explain that, but yeah, that's correct.
I don't think they explain it in the show, but because like when they start telling you the years of when the bombs dropped, you're like, wait, what? Like,
yeah, so
it's like 21, like 27 or something like that. And you're like, why does everyone drive around like oldie like?
Yeah, so in the Fallout universe, they never developed the technology for like microprocessors. So everything is like cathode ray tubes and like, you know, that's why like something like this in our age would just be like an Apple Watch, but it's like this massive device in this universe. So that's really the only thing you need to know. I think Dean's correct. But it's a good show. It's so fucking good. We'll talk about it later.
It's so good. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about it with you guys.
Here we go. Our friends over at Collector Zone have a 15% off discount for anyone watching Collecting Weekly. You can use the code CW for 15% off all in-stock items and full pay pre-orders. They also do Warhammer statues, Mythic Legions, a number of things. So they're not only into Hot Toys. So if you want to get some stuff, you can use our code and save yourself a few bucks. let's check the junk drawer. This is obviously going to be a very short show, so I think we'll all be going home early tonight. But I am almost done with the collection room. Posted a video on Saturday. It was, I think, part 3 video. And we started moving stuff in like Friday night. And it's coming along very well. Everything is fitting pretty much exactly the way I was hoping for it to fit. You know, as far as the, if you watch part 2, I kind of show like some of the pre-prep work for where I was placing everything. And it is coming along super great. We're actually getting the air conditioning put in tomorrow. I was not expecting that for a while, but
nice.
The AC guy was like, dude, I want to do it tomorrow if I can.
What wall is that going on?
It's going to go, so this isn't like the best view, but basically from here, if you turn right is where the dinosaurs are. And then if you go a little bit more right, there's Victoria's desk. It's going to go above the dinosaurs and slightly above Victoria's desk. So it'll basically be like almost center of the room. Yeah, I
love that you have like a sitting area in there. Like that's going to be such a cool, like chill space to just go in and hang out and stuff. Dude, heck yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice, and we've been spending a lot of time in there because the problem with this office is like there's not a lot of space, so Vivi and Victoria can't ever hang out in here with me, and even just this week I think we've all hung out more because of this area having a seating area. And there's actually 2 seating areas, so I guess 3 or 4. There's this couch, and there's Victoria has a couch in her area, and then we have both of our desks in here also. So.
You guys have used like every little inch of this space, but it looks great. Like very efficient use of the space.
Yeah, I really like it. So there will probably be a part 4 finale / collection tour this weekend or next weekend. So stay tuned for that. If you can see this room, I basically don't have much of anything in here at the moment. I need to move these shelves, but this will probably be a little bit before I move these shelves. The shelf behind me is pretty much empty. And then I need to move my detolfs. So those will be the last things I need to move. But I didn't want to move everything just yet because I need to shuffle things around tomorrow for the AC guy to get access to the wall. But yeah, should be hopefully this weekend that the office is done and we can start slowly transitioning to streaming in there. But it might not be a few weeks until we do that. So
I hope nobody picks this moment to determine whether you're a collector or not, Zach, because behind you look like you've been robbed. Like,
oh yeah,
cleared out.
No, it's already been established that I am a true collector, so you know,
it's already been established.
There's no need for that. There's no need for that, Ben.
We could see all 8 of your Hot Toys right here. But one comment on the last video that you did on the flooring. I didn't realize you and Victoria did that yourselves. Like that was awesome. Like that seemed like a really tall task, but it came out really nice. So that was really inspiring to see, because like that seemed like something intense just to do.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
It I wasn't planning on it. Dean said it really wasn't that hard, and the hardest part was the prep, because really once you pop the bags, like you're either gonna get it on or you're not. Like you have a finite amount of time once you mix the product to use it. So literally from the time that we popped the bag to the time that we finished the last like flake throw was exactly 45 minutes, which is what the bag says the working time is. So like I told them to give me like a countdown the first 10 minutes until we got to 30 minutes, and then every 5 minutes. And like we made sure we budgeted like the product and the time for that. And I only used half the product, so I think it came out really good. There's a few spots that it's a little questionable, but you know, I think overall it's a huge improvement from the nasty garage floor that it was before. So, but yeah, I'm excited. My streaming desk in there isn't perfectly set up, and that's the only thing that is going to hold it back from officially streaming in there, because I can't clamp my boom arm, and my camera won't have a place to clamp to. So, in theory, I could rough it for a few weeks, but I don't know.
Could you mount it on the wall? Like, is there any stud in behind?
No, I don't want to do that. I would rather mount it to the desk, because the one that I want, it has like where you could do like top down video, and then also like it's like fancy. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't really mount to the wall. And then for the mic, I would never mount that to the wall. I always clamp it to the desk. But this desk, it's finished on all sides, so there's not like this desk is just like a butcher block, so you can basically clamp anything to any of the areas. But since this one is designed to be like in the middle of the room, or like you don't have a place to clamp it to, and it's kind of annoying. So yeah, but if anyone has anything to ask, questions, comments, concerns, anyone?
I mean, I love that you've been getting your prints going. I know you're working on a couple for all of us, and that's been really cool to see. Again, just getting the happiness there, and like again, an expansion in your space is going to give you guys the opportunity to spread your legs a little bit, which is also awesome because your collection room was getting pretty full the way that it was, right? And it's this gives you the ability to kind of expand that as well, which is exciting. So that's good. It's going to be cool to see how it evolves over time. That's the one thing that I've noticed about like collection rooms that I've had is that the first version is never what it looks like in a year from now or a couple of years from now. Like it evolves so much. So make sure like you were kind of like keep track of that. It could be cool to see in a couple of years like all of the different progressions and how the collection changes and stuff.
Yeah. So right now the wall to the right in this photo is pretty bare. I do want to hang some 4 to 5 foot long floating shelves to put more things on, and then also to like have some lights that shine down on the 3D printing area, and then a place to put a television. So I'm very excited. Very, very excited.
Apparently I say very
spread
sexual
those
things.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't need it, guys.
The T-Rex is to the right. Like it's just out of frame. But I didn't want to spoil the whole collection room, right? I wanted to give you like the hook to bring you into the video on Saturday. So but it was a pain in the ass. I had some people that were going to help that I guess didn't help, and then I had to do some of it myself, and it was a pain in the ass, and I busted my hand open. And these garage shelves, they look really nice, but they're fucking awful to build, and I don't know, they're not fun to put together. They don't take very long, but they're the Armadillo brand from Costco, and I mean they say that they can support like 4,000 pounds, but I fucking would never do that. Like, but moving everything was really nice because I was moving it like 30 feet. So I literally just took a statue, walked it over, put it on the shelf, walked back, grabbed another statue. And in the video that we'll show on Saturday, moving, it's out of frame, like directly behind me in this picture, but moving the Lego cabinet, which you don't ever see in any of our collection videos because in this room, it was tucked away in that corner back there. And I never would look at my Legos, and it was really sad because I love them. Moving that cabinet into this room was a pain in the ass the way we did it. And moving it out, we tried to do it a different way because I had already closed the garage door and locked it at this point. I didn't want to deal with moving the shelves out and opening the door. And literally, it was like an inch of clearance, maybe less, to get it out of this room. And it was very stressful, but we did it. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. It'll be this weekend or next weekend that we do that video.
When I saw you post this, I didn't realize how many statues you had until I saw this picture, and I was like, dang,
oh yeah,
that's a lot of statues.
Yeah,
and that's not even all of them either. You still got T-Rex, and then you got
blue, yeah,
and then you got
Is there Miles there?
Oh yeah, you're right, because I have the
What's
Vando
the video
statue.
game one?
Yeah, the Diva,
yeah,
the Pacific Rim bust, and then the 2 dinosaur statues. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. Yeah, Miles is there. He's to the left of the symbiote. He's right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to see.
I can't wait for Dean to come and check it out.
Dude, I told you, the second you get that AC, I'm coming over, and you said it's going to be tomorrow, so.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, my fat ass ain't sweating looking at a collection.
Where are the details going?
So the details are going to go, like, from this photo, if you turn left, they'll be right to the left of my desk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so right when you walk in, there'll be details on your left and a Lego cabinet on your right.
This is exciting
details
because
on my left.
I don't know if
on my right.
I don't know how many people feel this way, but collecting's not that fun when you don't have a nice like setup like this.
I
and
agree.
that's subjective to like
Thank you, Gigi.
what people
Appreciate
consider nice is, but like
You want display space to display your art. Like
yeah, I noticed that it's not as fun if I'm just buying stuff and putting it in a box or just like shoving it on the shelf with like an already scattered display.
And
like, It's not.
You're
as fun.
100% right, Eddie. Because in this room, it was smaller than I thought. So we moved in. There were pieces that I couldn't display. So the baby blue 1:1 scale, this Hasbro Falcon, which I had just bought like the week before I moved. I had to put it up here, which looked really good, but I really enjoy seeing that from the top down rather than the bottom up. And Dean had also just gotten me the Boba Fett Starship is what we call it now. Yeah. And then also I had gotten that great deal from I think it was OfferUp, I don't remember, eBay, of the Justice League RC Batmobile, and then I also had the Hot Wheels one. So there's a lot of stuff that is in this collection now that had basically just been in my closets before, and it's all on display now, and it's like really fun to see it all put together. Cool. And yeah, I'm excited to show you guys.
It looks good.
But let's see here. Getting into more junk drawer. We have the extended and 4K Ultra HD remastered version of the Lord of the Rings trilogy that will be releasing in the theaters for the first time starting on June 8th. I did not know this. I thought that the ones that I've been seeing were the 4K remasters, but apparently they were not. So this is very exciting. I think in a perfect world, I'd see all three, but I think at minimum I want to see Two Towers. That's the only one that I haven't seen in my old age. I've seen it. I think I saw that one as a kid in theaters, but to be able to see it in 4K, I really want to see that one because I've seen Fellowship twice in theaters in the past few years, and I've seen Return of the King twice and Fellowship once. And so the only one I haven't seen is Two Towers. So. But this is really cool. I think it's like June 8th, 9th, and 10th. I think they're right back to back.
Oh, damn.
Which is a tough sell. Yeah,
I'm going to try my best because I folded on the Spider-Man releases. I haven't seen 1 or 2 yet, so.
Yeah. 1 in theaters was pretty good. I missed 2, and I'm thinking about 3, but goddamn, Mary Jane's and the big screen, bro, and that rain scene, bro.
Wow.
God bless. Papa bless.
Bryce. But yeah, I'm excited for these. But I'm busy that weekend, so I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do it. But I would like at least Return of the King. I have to at least try for Return of the King. So.
Return of the King is fucking incredible. Dude, when the Thelbies come on screen, it's fucking loud AF.
I'm curious if anyone feels this way though. As someone who loves to go to the theater, I did express during the con, opener that I have some anxiety, right? So I love going to the theater, but it's not always the most comfortable experience.
How so?
With TVs as good as they are these days, with like insanely high quality releases that you can get at home, it's really hard to compel me to go see an old film on the big screen. And I get it's tough, but if you're going to give me my 65-inch OLED with my surround sound, like I know that picture quality, unless I'm going to like a Dolby theater, is going to be better. So like it's hard for me to, like I could just watch it whenever I feel like it on my own time. I can split it up. It's again, but you guys don't feel that way, Zach?
I
theater or bust?
If I'm watching a movie at my house, I'm going to have my phone out. If I'm watching a movie in the theater, that's the only place, that and the beach are the only places I don't, like personal policy, I don't use my phone at because I think it's rude in the theater.
At the beach, it's rude.
No, at the beach because there's no signal, but at the theater because it's your phone's lighting up.
That's where my mind went too. I was like, it's rude.
But also
on his fucking phone.
Also, like I don't know how good your sound setup is, Marco. And I'm not saying this as a jab, but like RPX and IMAX sound setups are fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
and
there's no doubt.
Bro, I felt that shit in my fucking chest, bro. So for me, like I don't have that at my house. Like I have a 4K TV, which apparently there's like 10K now or whatever. But I don't have a sound bar. I have the Govee LED, which is really nice. But for me, this is an upgrade to the experience I can get. If I had like the fancy setup like you have, maybe it would be a bit harder. But for me, like it is an experience. But also like to go to the theater, I think is really fun. Like you get the popcorn and the slushy.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I do like going to the movies is like one of the things I actually do really enjoy doing.
Yeah, me too. If I had
Plus, like I watch these movies like 20 times a year on my phone and on the TV all the time. So like it's different for me. Like I don't know how often you watch like whatever your favorite movie is, whatever that may be. Like if you have the choice to watch in the theater or watch it on your TV, like for this it might not be your favorite movie, but I think for me the theater always wins out.
For Dark Knight, if and when they re-release for IMAX 70mm, I'm there. Like there's no replacing that, right?
I might skip that one actually.
Oh, you fucking guy, you and Dean. But that's a special experience. I get what you're saying though. Like going to the theater is so much fun. Getting the popcorn, like the whole experience, no doubt about it. And it's not like I have an elite audio setup. I've got like a pretty high-end LG soundbar that has Dolby Atmos and has rear surround sound speakers and like a really solid subwoofer that, you know, you crank it up and in my little room, it'll make that shit rattle. So it's a really solid sound setup. So I would say, you know, middle of the road sound, pretty high end visual, not like a 77-inch, but 65 still pretty decent.
What do you like 4K? What's your K number?
Oh yeah, 4K. So if I'm talking about something, I'm saying like Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. Like I feel like I'm getting the really high quality streams here, or excuse me, the sources here. But yeah, there's no replacement to the theater. But man, it's really nice to just watch a movie at home.
If I had an 82-inch and like all the nice sound setup and like even a theater room with nice chairs and or even if it was my bed or a nice couch, I guess I could see myself eventually getting to the point where I didn't care because I'm like you. I like the more I get anxiety, I have to sit on the outside seat now. I can't sit in the middle anymore because I can't be surrounded. Like if I need to get up, I want to just be able to get up without having to crawl by people. So now I have to sit on the last two seats, and that helps. But like, I could see myself in the future not caring. I used to be have such a hard stance that like I love the theater, and I don't ever want it to go away. But the older I get, and the more things like I don't love anymore. Like I don't really love theater food anymore. Like now it just makes me tired and it's shitty food now. So like I don't even love doing that anymore. So
Shoot yourself when you're squatting. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, exactly, man. So
it's just popcorn. Just the popcorn is where it's at though, right? Like
no corn dogs. For me, it's definitely, I think, dependent on the film that they've selected. So, for example, like I never got a chance to see Terminator Judgment Day in theaters because I'm just not old enough. So that would be a movie I'd 100% go and see at theaters.
You're on to something there, yeah.
Right? The Dark Knight is a movie I saw like something like 14 times in theaters. But if they brought it back, just the way that movie made me feel at that stage of my life, I would want that experience again. This Lord of the Rings, while I think it's really cool, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. I definitely like The Two Towers and Return of the King the most of the three.
He's Canadian.
I did see Return of the King in theaters, so I've already had that experience in my life. I enjoyed more like when we were at OxCon last year and we even got to see Empire Strikes Back in theaters because I'd never got to see a Star Wars movie on the big screen. So like to me that was really cool. So I think it just depends on the film itself and the nostalgia that I have for it and whether or not I wished that I'd ever been able to see it in theaters and just didn't get that opportunity. Because I remember seeing all 3 Spider-Man films in theaters, so I didn't go and see those this recent time because I feel like I've had that experience in my life. I would be looking for those new nostalgic punches in the chest of experience I'd look for.
Nice. And Zach, I realize I didn't answer your question fully. Yes, 4K for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to see all 3 if I'm gonna go, but I'm with Marco on the I'd rather just stay at home. You know, I have my projector, my big ass wall, my badass headphones, my comfy chair. I don't gotta pay a bunch of money to see some shit I've already seen before. But Lord of the Rings extended cuts. I remember some of my fondest memories are going to see those movies in theaters and to relive that. Pretty sweet. So,
well, and to be fair, like I was just mentioning Spider-Man, Jose here says that I missed out, but I do remember, year 2000 and going and seeing that film for the first time with my dad, and I was mind blown because it was like, this is what like a superhero movie could be like. Like I was like, all of the characters that I want to see now in live action, it just like blew my mind. So yeah, oof yourself. Heck yeah, I love to see it.
Oh, that's a deep cut.
It was 2000, I thought. 2002. You hate to see it. Fact checker Jose. Jeez.
Yeah, I was like, what movie did you watch in 2000? I was like,
oh,
bro, what?
Spooderman in 2000.
I remember coming home from that movie and like flipping the whole way like up the stairs of my apartment and like
You can't do that outside.
you can. Dude.
Not as a grown up.
I still do that when the girlfriend's over.
Nasty Ben.
Wow.
Nasty.
Wow.
Eddie, 1,000%, bro. So hyped after leaving that theater.
Wow. Jesus Christ, man. Sony's Kraven the Hunter, a movie no one remembers was coming out.
Dude,
it
I
was delayed until December.
I was excited for this. I was really excited.
I was excited for this too.
Also, I was super excited for Morbius, and that ended up being a huge piece of shit. So
he doesn't even look like he's excited for this. Look at this guy.
I know, dude.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, dude.
I just love this actor. And then like
he is.
The
good.
trailers look cool, and I was like, okay, it looks like it might be rough, but it's still exciting. But yeah.
Do you think that they're delaying it to add more Madam Web connections based on how much of a cult it wasn't a hit?
Normally,
but as
I'd
much
be
as
mad.
It was in the zeitgeist. Yeah.
But if they put Sydney Sweeney in this movie, I'm in. I'm in, bro. Save it.
Bring out
Save
the
this
big
movie.
guns. Let's go.
Exactly.
It's gone to the dark side.
The dark timeline. Let's see here. A movie no one was asking for. But
Kraven the Hunter?
Jesus Christ. Oh, no. That was good, Eddie. That was actually good. That was good. Mufasa the Lion King trailer came out, and I'll be honest, I watched the trailer, and I think I'm good. I don't know who's asking for this movie. And I feel like it's going to be difficult because I can't imagine anyone but James Earl Jones being the voice of Mufasa, and his voice is so different from, obviously the 90s when he voiced Mufasa originally. And I don't want to hear anyone else voice him, so I don't really know. Obviously,
Didn't
as a kid,
they
he's
get
not gonna have
him
the
for
same
something
voice.
recently?
I think
he did
was
the
in
last movie.
Yeah,
right?
but his voice is very different.
Oh.
Even in like Rogue One, his voice was kind of lost some of its gusto. It's still James Earl Jones, but still, I don't know. The trailer looked kind of silly. I just feel like this is a story that doesn't need to be told, and I know I'm not the target audience for this, but
dude, I'm a huge Disney fan.
Bro.
I'll take what I can get. Disney. I know all the live action Disney stuff hasn't been like the best like remakes, but the first one was good. It was pretty much like an exact reshoot.
Yeah,
of the
I
first
thought it was
one, so
fine.
it was
like
good.
it was getting so much hate, and then I watched it. I was like, oh, this is very enjoyable. Just like the
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast, just like Mulan, just like all the ones they've done. It's like, oh, it's enjoyable.
really, you like Mulan?
Mulan.
Yeah,
was
I thought
not
it
good.
was. I thought it was fine.
Did you
I
like
thought it
the
was
Little
fine.
Mermaid?
I never saw it. I did like the
Little Mermaid was pretty whatever, but it was fine. Like they all fall in the category of just fine, totally watchable. Get your popcorn, thwip all over the place.
I think the best one was
What
Jungle
all
Book.
place?
Jungle Book was sick. I really liked that one.
Jungle
and
Book was
Aladdin.
pretty decent.
Aladdin
Something
was
like
good
that.
too.
Yeah,
Did they
Aladdin
even
was probably
sing
the one I
Bare
enjoyed the most.
Necessities?
Aladdin pissed me off.
Yes,
They hum it.
did.
They hum it.
They did?
I thought they did
It's
sing.
the bare necessities.
Nobody can take over for Robin Williams, Genie. Nobody can.
He
I don't care.
okay,
who it is.
but he
Yeah, he
really did a
watch it.
good job though.
He tried his best.
Was this
you
before
can't-
or after he
His
beat
best.
the hell out of Chris Rock?
Jesus.
Just pre slap.
They should have put Idris Elba in there.
Dang.
Idris Elba did play a genie in a movie.
He did. That's true. A sex
Hey, really?
genie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex genie.
I think the issue I have with films like this is more along the lines of the stakes. Like, We already know what happens ultimately with Mufasa. We already know what ultimately happens
Right?
with
It's
Scar.
like I don't want to see him and Scar as children.
Yeah, so
pups.
it reduces the stakes, and like because it's a Disney film, they're not going to go into what lions do to the other Pride leaders' cubs when
they fuck
take
them up,
over.
dude.
They'll eat them sometimes and kill them to make their bloodline stronger with the female lions. So it's like are we going to see Mufasa, get older and eat a bunch of other babies? I don't think so. So I don't know what the stakes are. I don't know if I want to see.
Then you got to watch a YouTube video of a lion dying. It's a complicated process watching. Videos
nobody wants this.
Yeah, and then you got to watch revenge.
Nobody wants this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You see a male lion kill a baby lion, you're like, dude, I gotta watch a male lion get eaten by a crocodile.
Some pirate stuff, yeah.
And then you're like, now I gotta watch a hippo kill a crocodile. And then at that point, then you're like, dude, now I gotta watch a fucking rhinoceros kill a hippo.
What the hell is wrong with you guys?
I don't know. You don't do that? Is that just amusing?
It's escalation. It's
I was about to
escalation.
say it, I'm really.
I mean, now you have to say it.
Yeah, now you have to say it.
Oh, I don't think I can.
Put it in the private chat.
Gonna get demonetized. I'll tell you if it's good, everybody.
Monkey's uncle?
Wow. Prime 1's Fallout pulled in 65 million viewers in its first 16 days of availability. I love this show. I heard you guys talking about it, and I thought you guys were overselling it. But boy, it's pretty fucking good.
Marco oversold it. I'm just gonna say Marco oversold.
Really? Because I was a bit concerned because Eddie was like saying it wasn't that good. I love.
He said it was better than Last of Us, and I disagree. So
really,
the reason I said it was better than Last of Us though is because it's an original story versus Last of Us, which super familiar with that story, right? So
yeah,
they kind of went. It's like two different ways you could do it, and I kind of jived with this way a bit more.
Yeah, I didn't. I'll go first since like I'm gonna be the negative guy about this review. I didn't. It was the first episode was cool. I liked the actors in it. Like I like this girl a lot. She was from Yellow Jackets.
She's beautiful.
Yeah,
Holy
she's
Jesus.
hot, and she did a good job. And I like the dude that plays the the warlock or what is he? The mutant.
The ghoul.
The ghoul. Yeah, he obviously I love that actor. I just feel like I was 3 episodes in, and like I had no attachment to these characters. I felt like they needed to ramp up my attachment to these characters, and I don't know. I have no inclination to continue the show. Like nothing's driving me to finish watching it.
It's not a perfect show. I will say it is. It does have some sort of MacGuffin aspect for most of the show, and also it's a very. How long is this joke? You've been typing like for like 5 minutes. Jesus Christ. Jesus. And there's also it's a very convenient show because like characters keep bumping into each other and like the world feels very small in this show. Like they're looking for this thing and it's just like they keep bumping into this thing and but boy, it's pretty fucking good. And like some of my favorite aspects of Fallout are represented here. Let me read this jokes.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I thought I was muted.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Good thing you didn't say that.
Anyways, yeah, it's pretty fucking good, honestly.
I went in with
seeing power armor on the screen. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
and
dude,
they
thought
packed
was
it full of
gonna be
nice little nuggets. So to answer the question earlier, I think it's a show you can watch without a prior Fallout knowledge. But I think if you've played Fallout before, even just a little bit, there will be nuggets of like little breadcrumbs that make it more enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, even going back to the first Fallout, like with the iguana on a stick. But yeah, I went in with pretty. I don't know, because I was like, bro, we've gotten fucked so many times on shit we love that I don't know. But also, I was still pretty hyped because I was like, it's Fallout. Like, I don't know if they could fuck it up. And you could tell that the people who made this show gave a shit about what they were making. Because we've seen it a lot. Like, I always talk about the Halo TV show, that they were like, we're actively avoiding video game knowledge and content to make this show. And it's like, well, then why are you making it? Why are you calling it Halo? Like, why even bother if you're not going to stick to the source material? And, you know, we don't need to see the same fucking story rehashed over and over again, which I think is the nice thing about Fallout. Every story, while it's in the same timeline, is its own contained story. So, but paying respects to, you know, the overarching themes and stories, right? Like with the vaults and what the vault's purposes were, and kind of the conflict that led up to it, the companies involved in the vaults and why they were doing it. You know, you could really throw any kind of characters into that story, and, you know, it kind of, serve their purpose to move the story along. But I was totally blown away with how good it actually was. I was like, wait a minute, like, this is pretty fucking good. And I had to double check with my sister, because I was like, yeah, I'm a Fallout fan, but I'm not like expert on the series. But my sister is. And even she was like, this show's pretty fucking amazing. And she would point things out to me that I didn't know. And I just had so much fun watching it. I probably watched it too fast because it was so good.
I really
like,
wish they did like the weekly. I wish they did.
There are some shows that, would really benefit from that. And this was definitely one of them. Because I just binged through it. Like, it was so good. And like you said, the power armor on screen. Now, I had seen at the Video Game Awards, I guess last year, they had all the people on the stage, and they brought the power armor out. And I was like, holy shit. It's actually a tangible prop that's going to be on set. And they were just so intimidating. And then when you see them on screen, that whole sequence, dude, where they're on that, I guess they're like on like a desert or something when they're in like the training camp, and they come flying in. It's so fucking epic. You're like, God damn. The Brotherhood of Steel is so cool in that game, or in the show, and that's also a nice aspect of the show, which also comes across in the games, is like, no one's really the bad guy. Or like, you know what I mean, Zach? Like, it's kind of like,
well, that's kind of one of the main themes, right? Because she's like, how do you live this way to the ghoul? And he's like, you're going to see. Like, the morality of this world is different than what
completely
you
different,
think,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and it's like everyone's trying to make it and survive and do its best for their people. And it's just a really interesting show to watch. Because, like, you could be like, yeah, this guy's a total fucking dick. But then you're like, oh, I kind of see where they're coming from now. Like, damn, that's crazy. And then, like, yeah, it's such a fantastic show.
I just think about if they did this in the early 2000s and they wanted to do, well, okay, let's not say early 2000s, like 2010, they wanted to make a grimdark version of Fallout, and they would have stripped out all the, the stuff that makes it Fallout. And now, kind of leaning into so much of the spirit of the video games, they nailed it. Like, you could have it both ways. You could be very video gamey and lean into the lore and actually, deepen my knowledge. I played 3 and 4, and there are things that, maybe I didn't necessarily remember or didn't really get that deep into playing the games. It's like gives me a deeper appreciation, or someone that's watching it for the first time or interacting with this property for the first time, giving them an appreciation of this universe. Like, I just thought it was so well done, despite all the things that Zach described, which are kind of my big issues with the show. Totally worth a watch, though, and just really happy that it exists, and we're on a roll now. Go ahead, Eddie.
Did Gigi like it?
No, because it was too violent for her. Like, I was like, Gigi, I think you're going to enjoy this show, but the shootout sequence in, is it Philly? she was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm out. When the heads were exploding, and she's just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. So, yeah,
Spoilers, you hate to see it. You hate to see it, Marco.
fucking guy.
I'm excited for what this means for video game content going forward. I really enjoyed The Last of Us. It was kind of note for note. I like what you said last week, Marco, that this is kind of an original story within the universe, which is also very, very cool. I put hundreds of hours into Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, some of my favorite games of all time. Daunting to go back to, even because of the hype for Fallout again right now. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to go back and play 4 at least. But the amount of time that I sunk into that game, it's like it's daunting. So part of me doesn't want to start. Part of me doesn't want to start again. I haven't even played Jedi Survivor yet. Like I need to do that, and I need to play DLC with Elden Ring. There you go. Exactly. So, but in terms of the show, I've only been able to see the first 2 episodes, and so far I have very much enjoyed it. It does feel very, like I want to say like visually iconic to the game. The colors are there. And it was cool to see at the con the love for Fallout again. So many cosplayers rocking some really, really cool cosplay outfits of the Vault outfits and stuff. And now with the Pip-Boy that's available and stuff, like you could really make a professional looking setup there if you wanted. So no, I'm very excited to finish the rest of the show. It hasn't lost me at all yet, Eddie, but yeah, I'm excited. I'll give you guys an update when it's done.
Hell yeah. Let's see. I think that's it for tonight. We have some Patreonies that we would like to thank. Dean, go ahead.
Yeah, give a quick shout out to Captain Fordo, Ian CB, Renee Mendes, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Geary, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, David Jones, Sam Giss, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns, Vigs, Billy Badfish, Toy Cartel, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krapp, Big Ol' Fern, Cesar Marquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomatsky, Rick DeGregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Ezecina, The Illustrious Rainer, Alan Morgan, Two Cothry, Watt, Derek B, Arias Portillo, Alvin J, Sith Scale Collector, Aurelis Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Stephen Purchase, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Parent, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, Exodus, and Brenton Palmer. What a bunch of angels.
Angels indeed. We have the March-April Patreon benefits going out next week. So stay tuned for that. I'm so tired.
So
guys.
excited.
It's going out next week. And then we also have the voting for the May-June ones. So if you're a Patreon member, just scroll up in today's chat, and we have 3 stickers for you guys to vote on, and the top 2 will get made. And the one that doesn't will get pushed to the next cycle. Looking at the Patreon, we have the $5 hot seat for the people that just want the digital benefits. We have the $7.50 Sweet Angel tier, which is stickers sent straight to your door. We have the $15 Certified Crispy tier for the signed print. And then the What a Guy $25 tier, which is doubles all the stickers we send and all the benefits of the previous tiers and the Pog Deluxe set. So if you want to check those out, there's the link there for you. And looking at our YouTube channel members, we have Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andrew Giebel, Benjamin Hansen, Big Ol' Fern, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ Daminator, Dark Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Garrett Bear, Good Old Spotchka, Gotham Cenobites, Justin Sports Card, LB Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, My Clitoris, Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMF Jurick, 16 Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S Beam, Sam Giss, Scarnlord, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sunnyvale Rust, The Ben Thomas Show, Toy Mafia, and Exodus. You can become a YouTube channel member by clicking that link there. You get access to loyalty badges, custom chat emojis, and member shoutouts. We also have a TeePublic if you want to support us in that way and rock some swag. You can do so at the TeePublic link there. And taking a look at the network, we have OFAC, Small Talk on Thursdays, Question of the Week on Sundays, Baldur's Gate several Saturdays a month, and After Dark will be tomorrow at 10:30. Do you have any shoutouts that we want to give?
I did want to shout out a couple people quick. Again, apologies to 14 Wellington if you are listening. Sorry I missed you at the con. I do feel bad. I will make it up to you at some point, good sir. Shout out to Jose G. Hernandez and Classy Thomas as well. Because I was at the con on Sunday, I didn't have my Let's Get Nuts stream. But I thought I told everybody in my chat. Apparently I did not. So I guess Classy Thomas showed up at 2:50 p.m. to get ready to jump on the show with me, and he was like, "Where is everybody?" And Jose G. Hernandez jumped in the chat and was like, "Oh, Ben's not having a show today. Because I'm at the con or whatever." So thank you, Jose, for letting Classy know, and Classy, thank you for being willing to do that show with me without me telling you that it was canceled for the week. So I love you guys, and thanks everybody for watching tonight. It was a fun show.
Wow, what a guy. Anyone else have any shoutouts that you guys want to give? If not, we'll bring it on home. No? Awesome. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you everyone for tuning in the chat. We appreciate you guys. I'm Zach. God damn it, Dean. Every time. Every time.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Eddie.
We'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Bye.